Hello and welcome back to the channel. Some of you have watched me defeat Martin with 10, 9, and even 3 pawns. Others of you are new and haven't seen me try this at all. So to give this series the apex it deserves, and everybody something new to watch, I will be tackling the challenge many of you have commented on, beating Martin with only 1 pawn. An uncomfortably large part of this is luck, so I won't waste any time with my first move, h4. My best bet is to place the pawn on the h-file so I can get h5, h6, takes, and then take the rook with promotion. Immediately we get knight to h6, we'll make a waiting move with the king, we're in check again, the knight goes back, h6, takes, we're in check, let's move out of the way, check again, let's go to f1, oh this is really close to mate, isn't it? Forced move, okay I'm going up to h3, and whoa, that was an extremely fancy mate. What is this? Okay, this is what I mean by Martin is clearly programmed to see mate in a certain number of moves, because this is ridiculous. I don't think that any 250 rated player, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, would see this setup with the queen and say, oh, clearly I just need to hit these two. I move the pawn out of the way, deliver checkmate with the bishop. But that's round number 1. Let's move on to round number 2. Normally I'd be returning with some kind of compensation for my bitter loss, but off we go. Same exact idea, and hopefully Martin plays something different. Oh, that is different. I can't play h6 anymore because then there's no capture, so I'll take. Okay, knight to h5, obviously takes, loses the pawn. Takes doesn't help, so off we go. And the pawn is gone. Round number 3. All right, off it goes. h4. Go be amazing. Go be great. Go do something today. En passant, don't mind if I do. Bishop h6 allows us to continue. Check. Okay, if I take the bishop, it can't drop back and catch my pawn anymore. So this is a completely lost rook, I think. I think we just did it. Holy moly. Okay, takes. I take with promotion. Yes. Okay, this is actually, okay. I shouldn't get too excited because last time, somehow, I managed not to defeat Martin up a queen. But we're up a queen and a rook and a bishop. So I'll take this pawn on h7. Okay, pawn to e6. I'm anticipating this check on g5, so I'm going to drop the queen back to h5. Okay, d5. I just have to watch out for free pieces. That's really my only job in this position. Let's go queen to g4. Okay, the knight moves back. I'll move my queen back to g2, kind of hoping for d4. Maybe I can pick up a rook. So, but I'm still covering g5, right? I don't want to give Martin the chance to start giving checks. If he activates his pieces too much, it could be over for me quickly. So, queen to g2. Queen to d6 is a very, very solid way to develop, which I'm not too happy to see. There's a check on b4 now. So I'll move my queen back to g4, covers these 2 checks. Okay, it allows queen to h2, but you can't have everything, I guess. Should I bring my king more towards the center or just keep him way back? I feel like keeping him out of the way is the safest way to go about this. So I'll play king to e1. Okay, knight to d7. He's really not giving us much to work with here. Maybe we can give a check. We'll give a check on b4. Wow, c5 is extremely solid. That's probably the best move in this position. Maybe right behind knight to c5. Okay, we'll return back to g4. If he moves the king, the knight is hanging. But it doesn't really look like it's easy for him to blunder here. Queen to e5. We have to be really careful that he doesn't give check and then force us to trade the queen somehow. So we're in check. If king to d1, queen d4 trades the queens, basically game over. King to f1, looks like it solves our problem. So king to f1, knight to f6. Is this Martin playing? Where's my free queen? Okay, obviously the knight targets our queen. We can't just leave the queen hanging. Actually, I just realized our queen is targeted and queen to f5 was actually on the table. Giving check, hitting the queen. So maybe I should move my queen as far away as possible instead. I'll move queen to a4. Okay, knight to h5. I'm assuming looking for this check, which is really quite annoying. I'm going to dive into the position with queen to c6, and he's going to have to fend for himself because I've only got one piece to work with. So we've got check on the board. Okay, we're met with check, which does hang the knight, so that's kind of a relief, although he's still not playing as badly as I could hope for. Queen check. Maybe we can just move the king back. Okay, it looks like he's going for threefold here, which I'm really not interested in. So let's shuffle over to f2. Okay, nice. Knight to f6. We're not out of the woods yet after this capture, but knight to g4 check. King here. And I don't see how he can actually finish this off with checkmate. So we'll pick up the rook. Queen check. I'm tempted to just walk towards his position now, but it might make more sense to just head back to f1. Okay, I'll just move my king back for now. Okay, we're met with queen check. I'll start approaching the queen. If he'll give me the queen for free, I'll take it for free. Okay, check again. We'll move the king back. Okay, if I keep approaching, we're going to be met with knight to e4 check, which is quite annoying, and it feels like it would set up checkmate a little bit too easily for him. So I'm going to move back to e2. Okay, I can't walk into threefold here, so let's go up to e3. e4 is check. Wow, this is quite annoying. King to f4 and king to f3 are the only options. King to f4, check here, check maybe. Looks pretty scary. King to f3 doesn't look much better, but it looks slightly better. So we'll go king to f3. Queen to d3 is check, sure. King to g2. Ah, there we go. Knight to h5. Finally, we get an actual Martin move. We'll take on c8 with check. And I'm actually really stressed because these pieces are very well placed to deliver mate in a couple of moves. And even defending it with the queen might not be enough. Because again, if I lose the queen even to both of these pieces, Martin is left with all of these pawns to work with. And it's not like I can win that. So I have to tread really carefully now. Maybe I can play queen here looking for check and then picking up the knight. No, because he blocks with queen g6, pins the queen to the king. Okay, for now I'll just bring my queen back through c6. Okay, queen c2 is check, sure. Now the question is, do I move my king forward into battle or backwards? I can't touch either of these squares because of knight g3 check, but I have the option to move straight back to g1 or move forward to f3. I'm going to start by leaning into it and see how that works out. Okay, we get queen to c3 check. If I lean into the position, we get knight f6. And that looks pretty uncomfortable. My king is cut off. So I might have to just walk back out of this. I'll move my king to f2. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, queen to b4. Finally, a normal Martin move. Is there any way that I can pick up this knight? That's all I need. If I can just pick up this knight, I bet I'll get this queen for free at some point. Let's start with check. Nice. King to f6. Check again. King to g6 defends the knight. Check. Ah, king to h6 defends the knight very well. Okay. That didn't quite work out the way I needed it to, but I think it was my best shot anyway, so I'm not too mad about it. Let's play queen to g8. Really get into his position. Okay, queen to b1. So if check, queen to h7, I'm assuming. Oops, that's not h7. That's h7. But we'll try it anyways. Oh, king to g6. Interesting. Check again. King back to f6. Now we're talking. Give me the knight. Yes! King to e7. That knight is... Oh, wait a minute. If I take the knight, queen to f5, trades the queens, and it's all over. Is Martin going to see that? I have no idea. Oh, goodness. Okay, queen to e4. I really thought that was going to f5, because I can see the piece animation, and I saw it crawl, crawl, crawl. Okay, thank goodness he chose queen to e4. I'm surprised he hasn't given away the queen yet. That's a pretty Martin thing to do. But it seems he's been doing some kind of tactics recently. We'll play check. That's usually a good idea. King to e8. Check again. He's not going to mate me with just the queen. So maybe I should go pawn hunting now. Queen to b8. Okay, we get c4. I'll pick up a pawn. Pick up another pawn. Check to pick up another pawn. Usually a good idea. Okay, finally Martin delivers another check. But we're doing a lot better now. I just have to be careful here because like king g2, queen d5 trades the queens. Challenge is over. A lot of effort for nothing. So maybe king to e1. King to e1 met with queen check. It's not like I can really stop him from checking me, right? Because if I offer a queen trade, it's over. But I can walk my king towards my queen and maybe find a way to defend myself. So actually, let's do it king to e2. We'll play king to e2. d3 is check, and I can't take it. So king to d2, I guess. e5. somehow actually protects this pawn. Interesting. We'll start with checks and see if there's a way that we can win his queen somehow. Check. Okay, he's just walking his king all the way down, right into a corner. Okay, I guess that works, because I can't really do anything about it. Check. Check. Okay, that's better, I guess. I'm still not really sure how I'm supposed to win anything here. My gambling side wants to play like queen check and see if I can pick up the queen, but I know it just makes more sense to wait for him to blunder. So check. King moves back, sure. Let's play queen to d5. I target all three of the pawns that he has on the board, and I can even get ready to move my king towards his king and see if I can force mate somehow. So I'll play queen to d5. Queen to f4 is check. Move my king. Actually, can I just capture? Queen d4 though. Ugh, I'm really not happy about that. If I take in queen d4, that accidentally walks us into a draw because I can still pick up this pawn in time. Okay, if I do take and we're met with queen to d4, the challenge is over. So, and king c3, now that I think about it, is met with the same thing. Queen d4 trades the queens. So it looks like my only option is to move my king back. If check, king here, check, king here, check, I walk away. And I let him get really close to promotion, but really losing this and getting a draw is pretty much the same in my book. So we'll play king d1. Okay, check, we'll move back. Oh, he wants repetition. We don't want repetition. Okay, what about king d1, check, and then king c1? Let's try that out. d2 looks like a free pawn to me. Can I just take? Oh, queen to d4 again. Okay, but what if I take with my queen? Queen to f4? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, queen to c8. Let's walk my king to b2. Actually, king to d1, I guess I'd be checked again. Okay, let's do king b2 right now. Okay, check again, sure. King a3. Ah, he did it! Queen to b4 is check and completely loses the queen. Oh, you guys don't know the sigh of relief that I just sighed. Holy moly. Oh, thank God. Okay, we take. This is so straightforward. I just check. Give me your pawn. Give me your pawn. Cut off the king. We'll do this the other way now. Knight strategy. All right. Queen c7 and then stalemate. Okay, we'll walk the king up. And in proper fashion, it's not ladder's mate, but it's pretty darn close. Queen to d8 is checkmate. We did defeat Martin with only one pawn. A lot of you guys have also asked me to try piece combinations. One of you guys made a really good comment that I'll put up on screen right now, mentioning that it seems to be that 9 points is the tipping point of material. So when I do it like this, where I'm just repeating the challenge until I finally win, I can do just about anything against Martin. But when I do it the fair way, where I try with one piece, if it doesn't work, I add another piece, it seems to be that 9 points is the tipping point of material. So I'm going to try some piece combinations, maybe like a rook and a bishop, which is 8 points. I will try and see if I can beat him with less than 9 points, but doing it the fair way. And maybe I'll choose my own piece combinations. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.